Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It seems like the Ukrainians and Russians are upping their war. And what do I mean by that? It seems like they are hitting targets that previously they did not hit. And this could be a sign of desperation in a war because one of them is losing and then is trying to hit whatever else they think they could destroy in order to make the other ones obviously to have greater losses. And my assessment was until about 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago, that a week and a half ago, let's say, not past Thursday, the other Thursday. So a week and a half ago, it was that something switched over there in the proportionality or in the who's winning, who's losing scheme. So it seems like, according to the Ukrainian media, and not only with that, you can find it in many other sources. And I'm going to use the Ukrainska Pravda. I have it from my friends Reuters as well. From today, Monday, June 20th, 2022, and it says Ukrainian defenders attack boycott towers stolen by Russia in the Black Sea. So these are rigs, so oil rigs. It says here from Reuters, the same date, Ukraine hits oil Crimean drilling platforms, pro-Russian regional head says. So I'm going to start with Reuters, for instance. Ukrainian, so I gain credibility because if I use the Ukrainians, is oh my God, which is the same source actually because it goes like that. So Ukrainian forces attacked drilling platforms in the Black Sea owned by a Crimean oil and gas company, the pro-Russian head of the annexed peninsula said on Monday, giving no details of what weapons were used. 3 people were wounded and a search was underway for 7 workers from the Chernomorne-Fregas energy company. Sergei Aksionov, the Russian-installed head of Crimea, said in post on Telegram. All right, Crimean officials said that work on 3 drilling platforms have been suspended after the hit, with fires reported. So, Crimean officials said work on 3 drilling platforms have been suspended after the hit, with fires reported. Reuters were unable to immediately verify the reports. Ukraine's military declined to comment. And let's see here. It says that Russian-backed officials seized this Chernomorne-Fregas from Ukraine's national gas operator Neftogaz as part of Moscow's annexation of the peninsula in 2014. The company is under US and EU sanctions. And it says here the rigs are located off Ukraine's south coast in the Black Sea, 71 kilometers, about 60 miles, from Odessa. The RIA Novosti news agency reported, citing Olga Kovitidi, a senator representing Crimea in Russia's upper house of parliament. Russian officials have expressed concern over Ukrainian military figures, saying they would like to target Crimean infrastructure, such as the Kerch Bridge, linking Crimea to Russia as part of a Ukrainian counteroffensive in the south. And let's go to the Ukrainian media and see if here is anything else saying. It says a quote from the the Ukrainian People's Deputy Oleksiy Hocharenko on Telegram. That was source, and another guy is the Russia's puppet lead in Crimea, Sergei Aksionov. So Aksionov says that this morning, and I'm quoting, this morning the enemy struck the drilling rigs of Chernomornaftogaz, and I am in touch with colleagues from the Ministry of Defense and the FSB, Russian Federal Security Services, and we are working to save people. And then a quote from the Ukrainians here. Our rocket troops were smoking near Babababab Island, but near to Boyko Towers. The missile strike on the towers has highly hampered the Russians' gas production in the Ukrainian Black Sea. So they used missiles. They they assess or they report. So nevertheless, here we have some information on what happened with. It says that on 2014, Russia seized 2 drilling rigs when Crimea was annexed. At the same time, they remained at the Odessa field, which is much closer to mainland Ukraine than to the peninsula. In December 2015, Russia moved the Baiko towers closer to occupied Crimea. On December 2015, the Pechersk County in Kiev granted the Prosecutor General's request to arrest the Baiko towers drilling rigs on the Black Sea shelf, for which Ukraine overpaid $400 million 7 years ago. In January 2017, a Ukrainian court arrested the drilling rigs seized by Russia, and this is where we are with this. So obviously the Ukrainians are claiming those are ours, you stole it from us, we're gonna kill the people over there and destroy the infrastructure. From a war perspective, that a strategic, how should I put it, infrastructure or point of interest, or how you want to call it, you know, an objective, military objective? What is it? If that's the case, then that means the Russians can hit a, I don't know, a water dam. Could they do that? Could they hit? Maybe they already did, and we didn't know, right? They obviously can hit refineries in Ukraine. They obviously can hit, for instance, I'm assuming by the same thing. You hit these guys, which is theirs now, legally or illegally. That's not the army, is it? The rigs is not the army, right? Or you destroy that infrastructure that provides revenue and help for the people of not only for the army, for the Russians. So however you want to turn that, that's a infrastructure that has nothing to do with military. So then you hit that, and you look at other ones, for instance, and then that means if they can hit that, they can also hit, I don't know, roads used by in Crimea, in Russia, because now Crimea is part of Russia, like it or not. They got it, that's what it is. They voted, the referendum was done, bye-bye, the same as Kosovo. So it doesn't mean that right now, I don't know, Serbia can hit inside Kosovo because they don't recognize it, or let's say Russia can hit Kosovo because they don't recognize Kosovo. Obviously, it's an exaggeration, but you get my point. Nevertheless, that's one thing that I think it's an escalation of what they are willing to hit. The same, the Russians could hit, but they didn't so far as I know. Ukraine still has electricity. They still have internet access. They have these things that the Russians, and they have water, right? Drinking water, I'm talking about. They can destroy this in 5 hours. Destroy all of this. And there's going to be, then you're going to see a genocide. But they didn't. They can use thermal plants, produce electricity. They can shut down the nuclear plants. They can do a lot of things. Destroy the water supplies. And they didn't. Why? For the same reason. We don't fight with the people, we fight with the leaders and the army that is under the command of the leaders of from London and Washington D.C. All right, well, we'll see what's going to be next. If see if the Russians are, maybe, I mean, I know the Russians hit some refineries or something in Ukraine, which you might say the same thing, and I agree with that. What was the problem with hitting the refineries? I don't know if that was verified or not, but it was an article or two saying that. Why would you hit the refineries? It's the same thing. Or you hit our refineries, we're going to hit your rigs, oil rigs in the Black Sea that you seize from us, blah, 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 blah. I think it's only fair, but that's an escalation, obviously. Who escalated that? I don't know. But nevertheless, it is an escalation. That's my point. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.